Hello, Namaste, this is Gilles Mansillon, and I've been asked to come to you to speak again about some of the evolution, some of the energy, some of the times we live in. And I will first address maybe there is a few aspects that I like to talk about. The first is that Saturn has just left Scorpio to move into Sagittarius, and so we are moving away from certain dark, certain things that were acceptable in the past few years will no longer be acceptable. For Sagittarius is the higher mind, and Saturn is the law and order. And so those two coming together will realign certain people will become more conscious of certain value and will let go of certain decadent behaviors in many ways. And the sun just moved in Aquarius, and we're also having today a new moon in Aquarius, which is basically a new beginning. It is very much about starting something new, and so it is a great opportunity for those who can take it. If you miss that opportunity to make a great shift, a change in your life that you wish to make, there will be another new moon in Aquarius, which is quite rare to have two new moons in the same sign, but that's what we have. And so we'll in 28 days we'll also have a new opportunities that will be presented. Mercury is coming into retrograde, and so a lot of astrologers are very always like, don't do anything. Well, it's not really what it's about. The Mercury in retrograde is actually a blessing. It is slowing down the lower mind, slowing down the mental linear process of so we can relax, we can slow down, we can observe, we can adjust, we can evaluate, we can do all those things that would not be possible when we're constantly acting out. So by slowing down this acting out process, we are able to reflect a little bit on what's been done and see if there is adjustment to be made. For if we think too much, too fast, then we always it is let's say that it's much if you can slow down your thoughts, slow down your actions, slow down your whole process, you have more space for you to breathe, to move, and to the more you slow down your thoughts, the higher your consciousness, your frequency can accelerate. For the universe is happening so fast, there is no way you're going to catch up. It's like every second it disintegrates, everything disappear and everything reappear, but it's happening so fast, and so it will always be beyond this human perception, and until you move into a spiritual higher light frequency, and so from there you will be able to see this world that we live in a very different way. And so it is about tuning to the spirit, tuning to the heart, tuning to the higher mind of the universe. And for that, the heart is the physical heart, and the center of emotions is very. It's not the center of emotion, but it is the center of feelings and sensations. For the emotions are kind of lower inside the body, but. So it is about being tuned in to that which life is sending you. For there are very subtle messages that are being sent to each and every one of us, but some people do not have the mind to see those messages. Once you are able to perceive that life is speaking to you directly, whichever way, it could be through television, some people you meet, or just through direct telepathy, your guides, your spirits, all those benevolent life force that surrounds you in the invisible world are able to communicate and share some messages about the future, about what you should do. Then it is about aligning, following the guidance, and realizing that you are here to transform this physical mortal life into the life of God, into one eternal flow of divine perfection. For it is already that. You already are that. There is no way or nothing you can do that can ever make that truth, that can ever change that truth. And we can do things that separate us from the source, actions that are even people are doing some things on this earth that are quite inhumane. They're brutal and they're violent and they kill and they do all kinds of things, but the universe is still supporting them, knowing that they have to deal. The universe deals with the situation, and then, but then the more goodness, the more light, the more gentleness you can apply into your reality in daily life. The the easier your flow will be, the easier your experience in this life will become, because we are made of all states. There is not our own. We are omnicentric. We are one with the one. There is no. Everything is one. There's only in our minds we have created veils and thousands of veils that separate us from this oneness, and yet oneness has to be integrated progressively. For the one that is all is so much more than anything we can conceive or even begin to imagine. So it will be revealed progressively. Yet this one is not limited by anything, so it is really up to you. And so, because mind, when we operate solely within mind, it's living the world of sensation. We may feel it's okay. We're exploring things, but sometimes we just get lost, and so we just surround her and say, "Well, hey, show me the way," so to speak. And that's what happened. The universe adapts. The universe will embrace every situation, and nothing is new to God and to the spirits in the universe. And of course, when we are able to move from linear thinking, we are becoming interdimensional. We are able to connect to different part of ourselves, different part of our souls, past lives, and so on. And so when we begin to integrate that, then we eventually become multidimensional, which means that we can be conscious in many realities at once. And eventually we will connect to that omnicentric part of ourselves, that universal self, that our light body, and that is really where we're going as all of life is going there. So eventually we'll be able to accept our strengths and weaknesses. It is no need to bury our weaknesses and to brag about our strengths. So because the universe knows exactly where we stand, and that's really the only thing that matters, is that your own spirit, to be aligned with your soul and spirit. Once you achieve that, everything will fall into place. So it is very much about diminishing your weaknesses and augmenting your strengths, and that can be done just a little bit day after day. You find little ways, because if you try to do too much at once, usually it doesn't last. It doesn't take. And so it's good to go step by step, and sometimes little steps are much better than trying to do like monumental things. And so it is about balancing the creative process, the internal process of creation, mind, emotion, physical actions, and that will also balance once you tune into this feeling center, this well-being. That balances your blood chemistry, and so you find peace and joy. And so how then the challenge is to maintain, to keep that peace and joy. Of course, there will be triggers. There will be, you meet situation and people that will challenge that peace and joy, and it is for you to learn from that, and all the way till the point where you are no longer subject to those triggers that bring you out of your center. And so and so you from that you will you learn to be kind to yourself, you learn to be kind to others, you let go of judgment, you let go of belief, and of course we all have goals in the physical world, no matter how much we desire ascension, for that is our destiny to be active in many realms. But do not let temporary setbacks to distract you from your purpose, from your goals. And so those things will come into being sometime. If it is a true desire and you cannot achieve it during this lifetime, then more life will be provided for you to fulfill your dreams and desires. So it is very important to always ask for wisdom. Wisdom is applied knowledge. It is the highest way, the love that is socialized, that is most the highest potential of interaction within any situation. So do use compassion and kindness when you receive a piece of wisdom, so that you can apply it and it may be helpful to those that you come in contact with. I thank you very much, and I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.